What you doing? Where you at? Oh, you got plans. Don't say that. I'm sipping wine in a robe. I look too good to be alone. My house clean, my pool warm. Just shake smooth like a newborn. We should be dancing, romancing in the east wing and the west wing of this mansion. What's happening?
I ain't playing no games. Every word that I say is coming straight from the heart. So if you're trying to lay this on,
I'ma leave the door open. I'ma leave the door open, girl. Let you feel the way I feel, and you want me like I want you tonight, baby. Tell me that you're coming through. Ooh, you're so sweet.
I've been on you for a long time, shawty, but never crossed my mind, shawty. But tonight I seen something in you. You just want to go into the Lil Jon every single time. Every single time. Hey y'all, Lestat is here and I'm so excited. I am so excited. If you are not new here and you're true here, you know Lestat has always been my fave. He can do no wrong in my book, even when he diabolical. Welcome to the live, y'all. Hopefully you guys are excited as I am. But it's not just me. You know, it's not just me. We also have lovers of others here. Ashley, how are you feeling? Are you ready to get into the episode? Muted as ever.
I am excellent. Hey, I am so excited to get into this episode. I have so many thoughts, Tyra. I have so many thoughts, and I cannot wait to dive into all the things because we haven't really talked about it. We did like a teach of a conversation, but we haven't gotten to the thick of it. So I'm super excited to know how you feel about the things.
Yeah, we had a little piece of dialogue, but we don't try to go in. We try to save the juicy stuff for y'all so we don't be too wrapped up. But I'm gonna go second just because I feel like I'm gonna be talking the most. Ashley, what were your overall thoughts of this first episode?
Listen, I have seen all of the things as far as this episode. I thought this was incredible. I think that we couldn't have had a better episode to really introduce Lestat's narration in this season. I feel like this is who he is, a torn up, broken man. That is seeking external validation, who wants to be worshipped as a god, who wants to stick it to the man, and who wants to rewrite and tell his own story. I thought this was quintessential Lestat. I think it's full of his narcissism. I think it's full of his hubris, his thinking I'm better, I'm bigger than all of these things. I loved it. I love that it took us on a journey, and I love that it felt unhinged. Like when I think about Lestat, even in the earlier seasons, even though that's just Louis and Armand's perspective, when we got over here, I was like, it's got to be wild because he's so grandiose in everyone's retelling. So this was incredible. Did some things give me pause? Absolutely. Did I clutch my pearls a good couple times? Yes. Did I feel like I was tripping for a second? I did. But I think it's setting the stage for what I think is going to be an exceptional season.
I mean, what did y'all expect? Because if this was not going to be loud, I didn't want it. It's loud. This is loud as hell. And I love it. Like, I am so surprised at some of the things that I am seeing and hearing about the show. It's like, yeah, I really could never get into it. And now that it's just solely fixated on Lestat, I really don't want to be bothered because he can tend to be a bit much. These are queens. What do you mean? I love the fact that we are, what do we consider this? If you 250 plus, this is not a midlife crisis. Like what crisis are we in? At
this
250?
is like, a quarter millennia crisis.
I love it. I love the show. Like I don't know what more that you would expect. I mean, we know that the truth lies somewhere in the middle with these folks, but this was always going to be shine, sparkle, purple glitter. Like this is a rock star. And first of all, Lestat was a rock star in any decade, any century. Like this was going to be loud and all outside. I felt like this was brilliant. in any way that you could take us through 2 seasons and bring us here, and we have the same folks. This feels like a completely different show. It's refreshing. Like, I feel like we got a 2-for-1 special. Now, in episodes, absolutely not. Absolutely not. The least you could do is give us 8 after you made us wait 8 years. But if you want to do that little cute 7, little yang around the house, fine. But I thought it was shot well. I thought it was great storytelling. I was immediately dropped. We could have got here and dropped the ball completely and said, you know what? This is not what we were expecting. We were so subdued, and it was very quiet in a way with Louis. I don't want all of that all the time. This is just completely different. And then we in 2025. This is something else than what we got for 2 seasons. This is the same. Like, it's good. Like, what y'all want?
And really, I mean, and we have to give kudos to Raglan James and the writers' room and all of those people, because to me there is a finesse that they've displayed in all the seasons, especially when they're handling these characters. But the way that you can give us fully Lestat, but then you can give us the opening in the auctioneer house with Raglan, with Armand, with one-legged Louis, and even and even Daniel over there. It's like they're still fully themselves, just immersed in his world. I think, listen, I can't give them nothing but their props. If you have me enthralled still, when you think season 1 was a period piece, right? We are back in the day, and then you bring us up current. Like, I have no qualms with them at this point. I had a great time.
Did you see the fashion? Did you see the makeup? Did you see the rock star essence on stage? I don't know what you people were looking for. And I might be biased because Lestat is my favorite, but I don't even care. This is a good show. Like, as much as I could be mad at them for giving us 7 episodes and 1 hour of TV, they are going to cram in and do everything. And then it's still going to be very well written. It's not going to feel rushed. It's not going to feel convoluted. We met a little bit of everybody. I feel like we met everybody we needed to current day. And I'm hungry for more. Like, don't be mad. Get glad. It's Lestat. Dom is in the house. Dom is in the house here to talk about the show. Welcome, Dom. How are you doing? And give us your overall thoughts of this first episode, please.
What's going on? What's going on? Yeah, happy to be here. It is the perfect show. It is the perfect segue from Louis' point of view to Lestat's point of view. It's a lot, though. It's a lot for me. It's a lot. But Lestat is a lot. It's kind of like when you had the Despicable Me movies, and the Despicable Me movies are great, and then it's like the Minions are great side characters, and they're chaotic, and they're comedic, and then you're gonna give them their own movie. You'll give them their own movie, and I gotta sit through 90 minutes of just that. It's a lot, but Lestat is an energetic character, a chaotic character, and this is exactly what a show, from his point of view, I think should be. And it was fine. I like y'all said, I like being in modern day. I like being a rock star. I felt like I was on an acid trip the whole episode. And I like even with the Interview with the Vampire, we had nonlinear storytelling. We're going back and forth. But the way we did nonlinear storytelling in episode 1, where he's narrating, he's like, wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. Wait, not yet. Not yet. That was a good pace change and a good different way. Like you said, it's great that they renamed the show, because this is a different show and it's a different pace. So it's all good. 7 episodes is probably going to be exactly what I needed. After 7 episodes, I'm going to be tired. I'm going to need some liquid IV, and I'm going to need to recuperate. So I'm here for it.
Don't, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, there's a hater in the midst. That's okay, though. That's okay. Like, I don't understand what's not to like, especially if you've been following. We've made very clear that everything was all Louis all the time, maybe some of Claudia when we were trying to be honest, and a little bit of that hater / gremlin Armand when he was found out, or when he was trying not to be. But we've never gotten, like, this is a theater queen at best. If he wasn't a vampire, he would have been somebody's theatrical Broadway queen or a rock star, like, anyway. He's loud. He's energetic. It's like, it was going to be all of those things sprinkled in neon glitter and ridiculousness. He's so unserious. I didn't expect anything here that we didn't get already. If we got him in those small increments, what we felt like in Lestat's story, and it was that loud, I was like, babe, when they give him his own show, it's just going to be loud as hell. But I'm prepared for that because he's my favorite. Let me put this super chat on the screen. I don't know why this super chat section always wants to be weird with me. Thank you so much, Swank Fan, for the super chat. Let me see. It's a super sticker. Said, how's it going? It's going great. We're getting into my man, my favorite. I feel like above all else, there are levels to Lestat and there's some nuance. Like all of this is persona. I feel like when we tear away at all of this, then it's gonna be like, okay, now we're getting to the root of who he is and getting more story than him just being over the top, rambunctious all the time. I think it's gonna be cute. I think so, but that's just me. Some dumb may think differently. Thank you so much, Trent, for the super chat. I need to text LB where she at. I don't know, Trent. Go see. I don't know, Trent. Go see. I'm not gonna text anybody. We're gonna appreciate who's here though. Thank you for the super chat. All right, let's get into the next slide, y'all. Now, getting here. Ashley, I am going to come to you because I just want to hear what you had to say first. What was the first thing that popped into your mind when you looked down and noticed Louis did not have a leg?
Where is your leg, legless Louis? I said, somebody took you up on that offer. When you said, come see about me, I own the night. Here's my address. The security's on break. Come see about me. And I'm really disappointed because, Louis, I thought you had more in you. Now, somebody did bring it to my attention and reminded me, and we just rewatched this a couple weeks ago, that he always had a cane and a limp. Like that's what Louis was going to do because he had that ism. He's been a pimp, right? But now when I look down and I see a prosthesis down there in that shoe, what happened to your leg, Louis? I fear he and the gremlin got in a fight and he got Gremlin's eye and the gremlin got his foot. That's the only thing that I can think. But outside of that, I said, listen, the Pillow Princess came in there fine as he wanted to be. I said, now, Louis, damn it. Don't be just fine like that. He had the sponge coils, Tyra. I said, Louis, I said, you look good, Bookie butt. And then, I can't stand the gremlin. I can't stand his ass. But I said, he got that wet and wavy on Tyra, and he looked good too. I said, damn it, Armand, you look fine with one eye. I said, so the parts are missing off of everybody. And then I saw Raglan. Looking like Steve Buscemi to me for whatever reason. He looks like Steve Buscemi to me. He looks like he's always up to something. And now they're saying the body thief might be into play. I had thoughts, but also this is me realizing that there's two notable people who aren't here. One, Lestat, because we're auctioning off his fine leather goods. So clearly he's in the hereafter. And then also there's no Daniel. So I immediately had questions, baby. I was clocking the set as we went, and I'm looking at the other people in the crowd, but I thought this was a great opener because it made you start thinking about where the hell are we, what's happened, and why were y'all trying to eliminate the Y chromosomes? What happened as a result of this tour? What did you do, Lestat? Those were my questions, but I thought it was great.
Girl, the way I thought this was a scheme set up to come to us with the BS. I said, what you selling, Armand? What you selling? Take off that eye patch. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You trying to pull a slip and fall in the liquor store? You trying to get a check? Who are you lying to right now? I was like, oh, it's for real. I had to see Louis to know it was real. I said, oh, this is real. And I love the secret down low auction and just how big Lestat is. The way we set them recordings on fire and Miss Mama said, I'll still take that. I'll still buy that. I said, well, damn. What did you do, Lestat? You're real infamous, ain't you? Said we need all recordings burnt up. I will cipher through it and get what I can. It's still worth something. But it's all like a little posthumous. I said, Lestat, where you at? How they get their hands on your valuables to even auction them off here? You better be somewhere out hiding in Cuba, because don't give me no posthumous. If you're reading this, I'm already gone type of energy. Don't do that. Where you at, boo? He's not here though. I'm here in spirit, because whoever gets their hands on these items, you're a very, very lucky person. It's not just the recordings of they said 111 records. I said, well, damn, what are you talking about? When they said like cataclysmic, catastrophic world event, I said, what did you do? What the hell did you do? And you're sitting here, look, much as Armand gets on my nerve, Armand looked good. I say, Armand, is that moose? What is that? What are you using? I said, Armand got some Aunt Jackie's. He got some Cash. He got some Carol's daughters up in there. That hair looks good. It looks like it smells good. And then Louis comes in looking like money with one leg. I said, whatever happened, I think it's recently happened for everything to not be fully formed and healed again. It's like we're just well enough to come in here because I need to get this information. It's the fact that all three of them are here to bid on the same thing. Now, some of y'all in my comments were saying that Raglan James, he had a little limp too. I'm gonna have to go and run it back and see. But it's like we were all in a brawl. But who were we fighting? Were we fighting each other? Were we fighting others? I hope y'all was getting it out the mud all about protecting one another. And after y'all fight each other, because that's only right, we got to get off that energy. But when the boys roll up, when the Fang Gangs +1 roll up, were y'all handling business? Or were we just in this state all because we just felt like knocking the ass out of what? Like, where is your leg? Whenever we get to see what happened to Louis' leg, it's going to send me. But we look good legless. The butter was sitting. He looked good. I say, damn, Louis. Then we get over here and we get these 111 records and get our bidding. I'll look forward to see who actually gets them. But the fact that in this state, they made sure that they were here to claim them. Now, where my baby Daniel at, I don't know. But just please don't piss me off. Dom.
That when Louis slid in, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, nah, Louis sent out the 281-330-8004 and somebody called and clocked his ass. But I'm assuming then when I saw Armand, I was like, nah, this something crazy happened. Lestat is the queen of drama. Calling him a drama queen is just not high enough praise. He is the queen of drama to have there, that would be just like Lestat to have them do all this posthumous funeral-esque bidding on his stuff, and he's somewhere on the beach, just having them falling over him. That's very Lestat, and especially if he was involved in whatever mutilated the mother two, he's just somewhere recuperating. He's just somewhere healing. Just at a spa. But that's what I thought too. I thought that maybe that wasn't Louis. Like maybe we get into shapeshifter territory. But the way he's smiling, the way he, I was like, if it ain't Louis, it's a good Louis impersonation. They got Louis. They've been studying Louis. But Raglan. Who was that? I thought he was Timothy Oliphant at first. I was like, is that Timothy Oliphant? But this was chaos. This was a good tease for whatever's going to come down the season. Because I'm like, whatever world event, whatever Grand Canyon crack in the earth is about to happen, I'm like, I'm here for it. And it's going to be, everybody going to say it's Lestat's fault. And Lestat's going to be like, me? I was just here living life. And I can't. But like you say, don't leave Daniel alone. Daniel don't bother nobody. Daniel just want to be the journalist. Daniel just want to get another Pulitzer. Now he want to be an Oscar. And Daniel just trying to be an EGOT out here. And y'all keep dragging him in y'all vampire mess. I just want Daniel to make it out. That's all I want. Everybody else to take it. I just want Daniel to make it out.
I don't know, Dom. We being real ominous with Daniel's fate already in the first episode. I said, why would you say that? Thank you so much, Dane. Hey, Dane Boo. The ultimate vampire is here. Not Lestat, but me. It was just me. Or did anybody else have a hard time following Lestat heavy accent in the narration? Ashley mentioned that to me when I think you guys, well, not you, Dane, but others watched it in the Discord. I didn't have an issue. I think because it's just so, we've never gotten Lestat speaking so consistently in long form in anything because it was so much of Louis' perspective. I think so much of it at once was just like, whoa, like what? I didn't have an issue with it. Dom, did you have an issue with Lestat's accent?
No, it was like you said. I feel like most of the time with Lestat, we get like quick bursts of him in the past season, and then like in season 2, he wasn't in half of it, and so we didn't really get to hear him talk. And so this is the most uninterrupted Lestat we've gotten, and it sounded like Lestat. It always sounds like the Merovingian from the Matrix, like he putting on that French accent just because he fancy, and that's how he's always sounded like. So no, I didn't have a problem with it.
Ashley, did you have an issue?
No, but I noticed it was heavy, right? But I think it's just that same that we hadn't heard that many monologues from him and to extend for that long because, Louis was always in his feelings, honey, just doing the most. But yeah, no, it was fine. But I get why people are saying that because we just haven't heard him speak that long before consistently.
Roses, but not you coming in steaming hot trying to defend the gremlin.
Lord.
Not too much on Armand. Please leave Wet and Wavy Roller Set alone. He's innocent. You know what? You worse than the readers. You're worse than the readers in the public. The main person that will never be innocent here is most definitely Armand. Innocent of what? Of not lying at this moment. At this moment. It's just because he didn't open his mouth. No lies came out because it was a silent, unspoken scene. The eye patch said everything it needed to. But it's a lie. He's sitting there thinking about what lie to tell next. But let's get over here. Now, I just had to spend a moment here. The opening in the episode, I saw a lot of y'all say y'all didn't like the music. I was very surprised by that. Y'all say y'all wasn't messing with the Vampire Lestat band bops. I love the music. I feel like this invokes everything I miss about an OG rock star. Especially if we're trying to go into Prince, Bowie. I think you mentioned Freddie. All of those, like, it's good. Iggy Pop moment, it was very Iggy Pop for me. I was excited. I love the on-stage persona. I love the music. I love how we are introduced to these characters. It's very reminiscent of things that we've seen before, like in I'm trying to think of the movie where we're following the band, but it's a spoof movie. It's not coming to me, but it was very much so that I enjoyed it. I like how we played it. Yes.
Yeah.
That's why I love you, Ashley. That was the one. that was the one. It was very reminiscent of that. But just to kind of ease us into this Lestat without having to tell us too much, I'm brilliant. I'm big. I'm bold. I'm in black and white, and I'm being followed because document my greatness in this. And as we were meeting like every single band member, but I thought the onstage persona, the music, the crowd, this fits him. This fits him so well. It's strange to think that after however many years that you would emerge in your realness now, but we've seen peaks and valleys of this. First of all, the doppelganger took me out. I said. The doppelganger, that is wild work, but it's always been about the music. Even when it was Louis' narrative, we know how serious. I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my ish. It's always about the music. I will gut a fish all behind you getting a note wrong, because why would you play that? Why would you sing out of key? It's always serious competition. The writing is executed. It's a part of his ministry and his being as just a vampire, or maybe even I would look forward to seeing what we get of him before now, but I feel like we did a good job meshing them. I love the music. Anybody out there who just wasn't messing with the vibes and you wasn't getting into the black licorice or the long face, I don't know what to tell you. Actually, how did you feel about meeting Lestat, the rock star, and the onstage persona in the band? It gave me all my Freddie Mercury feels, and I love that.
I said, you nasty. You're nasty, Lestat, because at the end of that song and the leakage in them pants and how petty these writers and directors are to capture that, I said, okay, this is what we're doing. This is where we're at. Absolutely. Somebody said Jagger. I definitely saw Stones here. I definitely saw like those real rock stars of like the late 70s, 80s. And I really fear it's a lost art, which is why some people can't fully appreciate like the greatness, not just of this, the performances, the songs, but to think how much work went into this launch and promo. If you think that they've been launching this season for the past 1.5, 2 years, basically since the other dropped and they got their renewal. But the fact that he's gone on a real tour, he's had show dates, the fact that they're launching merch and like a clothing line behind him, the fact that Sam is not only playing Lestat, but he's also doing this in real life touring. He's singing and he's playing his doppelganger. I said, get it, man, a raise. Like, but no, I love Longface. I love Black Licorice. I like the Butterscotch Bee song. I think it's cool. We haven't seen this in such a long time where you can immerse yourself so fully in a universe from the music and then everything fits. They said that this season is going to feel like an album and each episode is a record on that album. And I just think it's so poetic and brilliant. But as far as Sam Reed and his portrayal and Rockstar Lestat, yes, this is what we remember. This is what they used to do like VH1 Behind the Music's about. These types of artists who were larger than life, who had a crazy fandom, who could jump in the aisle. People worship these people. You know what I mean? And I think we've just gotten so far away from this type of rock star. To me, it was refreshing to to see it. The way he behaves outside, the way the band just thinks, yeah, this is normal. The way we have groupies. I love seeing this. It's like days gone by. It feels like to me. And I'm having fun.
It's gone. And I was trying to think about, remember we would have like bands like mid 2000s, it'll be like the Killers or like the Jets, or it's just gone. It's just gone. And I'm like, y'all cannot appreciate this. And I think I mentioned Mick Jagger among like a bunch of people in my upload. And somebody said, who is that? I said, well, know your spaces and know the people that you're talking to. Some people just aren't going to receive it because you're not going to get the references. Dumb, how did you feel about the onstage persona, the doppelganger, the doc, and did you love the music or not?
Well, I didn't love the music, but but at the same time, you almost not supposed to. Everybody in this episode, every 30 seconds, it was like, this song is trash. The song is trash. The song is trash. You are trash. And I was like, and then so like when the black people in Detroit showed up to say that the rock music was trash, I was like, I'm on their side. I'm like, yeah, it's not for me. But at the same time, that's kind of the point. Is like, this is a cult of personality. He's creating a persona, and I feel like if that was the only negative I thought, and it's not really negative, but this was the only kind of negative I had with this. It's like he wants to be loved by millions, and he's trying to get this stardom. He's trying to be a rock star. He's trying to be like an 80s rock star in 2026. Like, that's the route he chose to go. He can master any type of music that's out there, and he decided to go be a Mick Jagger resurgence. I was like, okay, Lestat, that's what you want to do. But
what is he supposed to be, dumb? A rapper?
No, please don't. please leave my sacred art form alone. But I mean, he could have been anything else. He could have been just a generic pop star. He could try to be Pitbull. He could try to be anybody. I'm just the mentality to decide to be a rock star was funny to me. But what I did feel like is these are real songs. And like Ashley said, like, it's been a long time. It's been a long time since the show has even tried this, and let alone succeeded. Like Empire tried it, but them songs didn't feel like real songs. Like, they felt like songs on a TV show. And it's like, but then when you watch Nashville, it's like, oh, these are real songs. Like, I could listen to these songs divorced from the show. And so that's what Lestat did, is like, these feel like real songs. These feel like real rock songs. I feel like these is on my title, and I could go listen to them if I so desired. I will never so desire. But
but do you think it's intentional? Because we do, and I'm sure we'll get there with the music, not having any vulnerability or transparency. Like, it's supposed to be vapid because currently he is like, I'm a vampire pretending to be a rock star, pretending to be a vampire, pretending to be. So maybe as we unveil more, if we ever get there, I don't know, and he's living in his truth, maybe the music will get better. But I like that if this is supposed to be the trash music, I like it.
And I think he'll have like one, like a Bohemian Rhapsody, or I think he'll have a song that just like transcends, and it's like his real introspective. He's sitting at the piano doing all of this, and it's his magnum opus type song. I feel like that'll come, and that'll probably be the one I like. Like most artists,
we're gonna get a We Are the Champions.
Yeah, every artist got one song that everybody like, and that's the one I'm gonna like. So,
okay, I'm here. Whenever it's ready to pop out, I'll be here. But until the meantime, I'm cool with a long face. We just don't get any of this. Like, I'm taking crumbs. Oh well. I'm taking crumbs. Like, I like that we get to go and kind of live in our fantasy and in an era and I like a little piece of David Bowie or an Elton John type of moment. I'm here for it.
I think it's fun. I think we're gonna see as he gets deeper, his writing will probably get, like, I think Books, Gers, and Purse said it in the chat, that this is a growing journey. If you listen to these first two songs, Black Licorice and Long Face, he's venting. He's getting all this up out of him that he's mad about. I hope we go super deep and intrinsic as the season goes on. It's got to. He's got to bare his soul at some part, like you guys are saying. He's got to.
Oh, yeah. Because, like, I think one of the songs was about the first person he ever bit. And then it's like, when we get to a song about Louis, that's finna go. Whatever song he finna make about Louis is finna go.
I want to hear the song about his mama.
Just no music. There's no music video to that song.
I want to hear that. But I wanted to get them out the way now because they are kind of essential to the narrative going. We have the onlookers who are just super fans. People dress whole cosplay down all about Lestat. But I don't actually think you're a vampire. I just like to come here and sing about butterscotch. Then you have the other true believers. I want you to sign my book. I know who you are, Lestat. I feel deep down you're a vampire. Maybe I can get a glimpse. And then you have these people out here who just came to collect. Because who said you can be outside doing what you want to do, being free, breaking all the rules? Not only are we going to take you out, but we're going to make a name for ourselves doing it. I saw a little smoke for this element of the show where people maybe felt like they were unserious and too goofy. And if we're going to have an element of like villainy or just ops or somebody who's going to take on Lestat, it's like, well, yeah, Lestat will wipe these losers out, no problem. But I'm like, well, I think that's why we made it a point to make him a little out of his mind, inebriated, LSD down when he went to take on this Fang Gang. But I think people wanted something a little heavier and something more serious for the first outing of, yeah, we're here to take your neck. You know, I collect your fucking head. But these, I was like, I didn't, it was fun. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have a problem. Ashley, how did you feel about the Fang
Girl,
Gang?
I mean, it got very bon ton. It really did. I was like, okay, the Fang Bangers, the Fang Gang. If you remember in True Blood, that's where we got those kind of quirky vampire sayings. And it took me over there, especially when Big Black Dude Tim opened his mouth. I said, are you Blade now? I said, what is this voice? Like, why are we doing this? And Russ of it all, like, I just quit playing with me. But I don't think we needed in this one because it did feel so like a psychedelic trip this whole time. I don't necessarily know if we needed that to be that serious, but I think what it did was a couple of things. First, I think there was some humility brought to Lestat in that moment, but also I think it just kept with the tone of the show, right? We didn't need to really be afraid of these people. And I think when Daniel and Sam come in, it kind of made it more enjoyable. I'm not mad. Like, I don't know how people are watching this really getting mad. Like, this is the era of Rockstar Lestat, like in everything that comes with it. I thought these guys were fun. The hallway thing and us going, like I said, the whole Punisher moment, going down this long hallway with all of these threats. It was fine. I'm just really curious about more of these regional vampires because you know Lestat talked that. He said the regional, they're here. They have an edict. We know that the elder vampires are mad at everybody. First, Louis. Now you want to write songs and go on tour. We have to eliminate you. But I'm kind of like Lestat. He said, I got the blood of the princess. Like, I'm not too pressed. I hope eventually we will get some more formidable foes. I think if he hadn't been high out of his mind, he would have handled all of them. Piece of cake.
Yeah. I don't need them to come out steaming hot, smoking with the enemies immediately because clearly these little petites, they don't even know who he is or like the real caliber. It's like we're referencing solely what we read in this book. I don't know. They feel like newly turned vampires and we don't know his caliber, his backstory, whose blood he has. So while you're not just going to roll up and have your way and however many of y'all are standing here, it didn't need to be that serious for me, but I understand some of you people's complaints. Dumb.
No, I don't understand the complaints because one, this is the same way Interview with a Vampire was Louis' point of view and his veneer over the story. This is Lestat's point of view. Lestat's telling the story. So Lestat looks at these regionals with disdain and unseriousness. So they're characterized with unseriousness. If he said Fang Gang one more time, I was like, these is the goofiest people I've ever met. But that's what it was. He's got a goofy voice. He's trying to be Blade. He's trying to make fetch happen. And this is how Lestat sees them, and I appreciated that, and I like that because then when he meets a real foe, when he's somebody that he's actually intimidated by, that's going to be sobering for him, and then we'll probably see them depicted differently as well. And so I didn't mind this at all. I did like the aspect of him keep calling them regionals because it sounded so dismissive, and it felt like that's why they didn't fully appreciate who he was, because to call them regionals, to be stuck in this specific area probably for the whole time they were vampires, versus Lestat, who's probably the most worldly traveled person on the planet. Yeah, Lestat don't ever, he been all over the world. It ain't nowhere he ain't been. So it's like, you been here, you regional, you peasant, you uninformed, you uncultured swine. That's what he was called. He was like, these uncultured swine, I'm here for the night, you'll never leave. And that's like, he was acting like the person who made it out the small town and went to college and came back and you still working at the diner. Like this is how Lestat's energy was, and I absolutely loved it. You got to understand Lestat's character and point of view, and we're watching the show through his eyes. And so you gotta take some acid, take some LSD, and be along for the ride. That's just what this is, and I had a good time with it.
I got that too, Dane. If Ray's is or Roz is the black, deep voiced OG werewolf from the underworld, I could see that reference.
Yeah.
That's what I felt too. Y'all gonna stop playing with Blade. I
It
didn't
was
get Blade.
still that.
I ain't get Blade. I ain't get no Blade. I don't know. Some mother always trying to skate. Don't ice skate uphill all about Wesley. I ain't see that. I saw something goofier, but all right. It was a parody. Remember those OG parody vampire movies? I would have gave it that. But I'm here for the region. I'm here for the regional vamps. Like it's right. It's like okay, you're either that's right above.
It was the Sticky Fingers Blade. That's what it was. It was the Blade TV
show. There we go. TV show. I'll take that. I'll take that. But Wesley's everything. Let's get into my boo Daniel. Let's get into my bookie Daniel. Because who you feeling like, Daniel? Daniel. It's only been 2 years. Daniel is too well adjusted for me. Daniel, it's been 5 minutes, Daniel. Daniel is running around like he has been a vamp all his life. You couldn't wait, Daniel. I love this dynamic. The moment, this is what I was waiting on. Going through, meeting the new folks, the band, all cute. I'm sure he'd be weighing Christine down as the manager, getting on her everlasting nerves. But it's like Daniel is chilling. When he called him a Contessa. And he's like, yeah, welcome on to the back of the bus. See you next Tuesday. Like, first of all, this man down here that y'all keep saying looks like Armand. That man is whoever used to come down to Dubai and service Armand and hook Daniel up to IVs, give him his medicine. He would always say, like, yeah, on the record. And he would go, I'm not here. Don't talk to me. He was very connected to Armand. The fact that he's over here sitting next to Daniel. I said, what y'all doing? What you doing, Daniel? How you got the man who was over there with the gremlin with all of his powers, and he's sitting next to you for what? Doing what? Capturing
not
what?
The Talamasca dude.
No, not the Talamasca dude. This dude down here in the black and white, very bottom photo. A lot of people were comparing him because I think everybody's waiting for Daniel to get over there with Armand. I don't know if that's something I want to see.
Please don't.
I don't know if that's something I want to see, if we're going to make it in like a romantic sense, but I know that that's going to happen. But a lot of people were like, oh, is that a lover? Is he longing for a connection to Armand, that he got somebody who looks close to Armand? I was like, no, this is the same man who used to come down to Dubai, give Daniel his meds, hook him up to IVs when we had to slap somebody because my hand's shaking a little too much and YouTube vamps trying to play on my top, but I'm not here. Don't put me on the record. Don't put me in your files. That's him. What he's doing with him now, I don't know. But this dynamic of them like immediately reading each other down, I'm here for it. Daniel is not about to play with Lestat. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to stroke your little ego, as powerful as you are. So don't be coming in here acting like you Jelly Roll. You ain't Jelly Roll Malone. That little crowd of 500, what was that, 800 people? You're not even that massive. Like, with all of your capabilities, everything that you've seen, why would you waste time being a rock star, traveling? And he said these little small venues. Yeah, who are you? I want to get to the meat and potatoes. We already know that it's going to take a while to peel back all these layered onions and get into who he really is outside of this persona, because we're going like real fast. Like, did you stutter? Did you stutter as a child? Because you're on the record and Louis said you did. We're here, of course, because we have to act unbothered. If unbothered or pretending to be unbothered had a photo next to it, it would be Lestat. The way it's like, yeah, whatever. Daniel's like, you call me here. I don't have to be here, okay? This is something else to add to my masterpiece because I'm winning all the Pulitzers. I'm winning an Oscar. We are very, very cocky. I said, oh my God, Daniel, I just want you to chill a little bit and register what's really going on here, because it's still a problem. People still haven't, the rapture's still going to happen. It just hasn't happened yet. But Daniel's very, very comfortable. And I do like to see him living and his truth being happy because so long that we weren't. Because according to Daniel, I was in that bar just to get drugs. I wasn't selling man meat. I wasn't servicing nobody down in San Francisco in 79. You were. In 73, you were. But it's like you called me here and now you want to act nonchalant as to why we're really here. You want to set the record straight. You want to talk, then let's get into it. But I think Lestat can read that and he knows that he's not about to play with you. And I'm not impressed. I love all of this dynamic and I want to see it evolve. Ashley?
Yeah, the biggest revelation here to me, of course, was, did I stutter? Was Louis there with me when I was growing up in the French countryside? Did I threaten Claudia with grape on a train? Hell no. I didn't do this. Look at your source, Daniel. While I'm texting moi and toi and me and you and me. I said, okay, listen, Lestat, I need you to not be petty for a second.
He was not thinking about that.
The reason you said toi is me and you. I know Lestat. I know.
It was not. How would he know that?
Big Stat, not the little one. He read the book. It's in the book. It was in her journal.
You think he would be that petty all about Claudia at this moment to name a random text thread, with his mama?
Yes.
You know what? He can't never catch a
Look
break.
at it. It mirrors the relationship. I mean, in a way, right? This is his mother. Louis was Papa Louis for a minute with Claudia, like me and you. I like as soon as I saw that, I was like, Lestat, you're petty. Daniel, on the other side, thinks that this is going to be his big thing that's going to set him in orbit. We're going to Cannes with this. I'm going to get that Oscar. That Oscar. I said, Daniel, stop it. Now, as far as Dr. Fareed, I don't know the history in the past. I'd have to go back and really look at that man. However,
don't tell me. Don't spoil it.
He looks like a 50-year-old Armand doppelganger. He looks like Armand's big brother. So as long as I don't have to see Daniel getting his cheeks clapped by Armand, I would rather see it by Dr. Fareed. So if that's what it is, that's what it is. He looks good. He's fine. I said, Dr. Fareed, I didn't know you looked so good. All right. I liked it. But as far as Daniel and this dynamic and the whole, you hate being a vampire. You're still in your post-traumatic vampire transformation phase. But once you're out of that, Daniel, we can really have a conversation. That's kind of the meat of where I'm wanting to go with this, to find out, because Daniel, of course, this is the gift I always wanted. I asked for this back in the day. So now I'm moving into it, but I think Lestat sees deeper than that. So I'm really hopeful that we're going to get to the bottom of really who Daniel is, because all this bravado is cute. We know this is Daniel times 100, but I really want to get more into the inner workings of this thing and see how he and Lestat's relationship develop. Because right now, like you said, my songs are my rewrite, but this documentary will be the liner notes. That's the reason you're here. And another reason to give a dig to Louis. Like, Lestat is petty. Y'all, he's petty. It is what it is.
As he should be. Dumb.
Right. I love Daniel Molloy just because I love any journalist that's a real journalist. And Daniel is smart. He connects dots. He can read between the lines. He understands context, and he's a real journalist. Now, Daniel, we took 2 seasons to break down Daniel. We broke down Daniel. We had him on the floor in San Francisco begging for his life. We had him on the chair going up and down, staring at the TV. We broke Daniel down to the bones. Now let Daniel put his chest out. Let Daniel sit back with his swagger on. I love this Daniel. Daniel, my favorite character now. Well, he's always been my favorite character. And now he's doing this documentary, and he's still the investigative reporter. He just wearing Lestat down, and he gonna get down to the meat. He gonna get down to the nitty gritty, and it's just don't show me Daniel doing the bending. Don't just him sitting back sipping on something with his hazel eyes. That's all I need. When he told Lestat they passed Ford Field in Detroit, he was like, Jelly Roll just performed right there. What you doing? The pettiness, the sarcasm, and then he got a little action when he pulling people's heads off with the chain. I'm off for it. This is the vampire Daniel Molloy in my mind. That's the show I'm here for. And so I
Yeah.
just he dealing with this, and I when he irritated with Lestat, I'm irritated with Lestat. Like, we got to deal with this man child. We over here professional. I got a Pulitzer. I'm finna get another one. I'm finna get an Oscar. I talk your stuff because he was humble. He was humble. He was like, I'm just an author. I'm just a lowly. We that's over with. I'm top two, not two, Daniel. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I liked. I need more of that. I need 7 more episodes, 6 more episodes of Daniel talking his big one. That's all I need.
Yeah. I was looking at y'all in the chat. Y'all, that is Fareed. I double, triple checked because I was like, he looks familiar, but I don't really know who he is. When I looked, I was like, oh, okay, this is old boy from Dubai. I don't know what he's to Daniel right now at this moment, but I can't wait. But I just hope that we don't so much get into just wild vampire antics. I want to still get into Daniel the journalist because he was so smart and on the money before, and now you're a vampire. That just heightens every sensibility and ability that you had prior to that. So now that we're super journalist and a vampire, I feel like them skills should just be super duper top tier, and I want to get into that. And he's uncovering some more mystery, but fun. I like to see Daniel have fun. When she say, "Hey, Poppy," he said, "Who giving me some neck and a little cocaine?" I said, "Who, me? Hell yeah, come on in here, Daniel." I said, "Oh my goodness." Oh my goodness. Love this for Daniel. He been sat down for far too long, so let him talk his stuff. But let's get into why we're really here, because you're not going to act unbothered all the time, Lestat. We know that you care. If you didn't care enough to set the record straight and what was said about you in that book, you wouldn't even call me to be here, Doc or not. But we don't start off that way. You know, you got to remember we left. Did you hurt yourself? we had a nice, calm, precious, come to Jesus. All about who we were in the past, who we were now, who we were to Claudia, how we wronged her. I can't wait to see her hunting y'all asses to death. Can't wait to see that. But now that that's all out the way, and that gremlin is left in the rubbish of Dubai, he said, "What's up with me and you? What's up with me and you? I'm gonna call. We're gonna get real intermission tip. I'm gonna play some of my song." He said, "That's nice. It's nice or whatever." What do you mean nice? You know what? I feel like my music should be better than nice. It's not, because you're not evolving. You're not changing. We're just past those hurdles, and now you can really come back to Montreal. And I'm saying come back because this is the new New Orleans without the hurricanes. Still the broken French. We can even pick up where we left off. That's the energy it's given. And up until the book drops. He says, "Speak the hell up." I can't. I didn't know it. I didn't know what the cloud was. I didn't know he had it in the cloud. I didn't know he had it in the cloud. I mean, you still, but no, I don't want you to come down. I don't want you to do anything, Louis. Like, this is what you think about me? We can say a whole lot, but it's in bold and fine print. I don't know what all Daniel did or took away or brought to the book, but from what it said here, you think I'm Harley Quinn. You think I'm trash. You think I'm the drama? Louis, really? You know what? Just don't worry about it. This little Daniel, say, Lee Daniel, that book is going to blow over so quick and nobody's going to care about it. Please. Everybody cares about it. But when them trick-or-treaters came to the door, dressed down like little Claudia, little Armand, and little Louis, none of you, though, because you're the most hated man in America, according to this book. He had me at the no thank you. So would you like to use your reward? No thank you. How? I don't want none of that. Give me this book and let me go through the pages, because I'm mud. It's the fact that Daniel, whatever you did, it paints Armand as a hero. Armand told the truth, or Armand is doing his big one here. I said, what? So what the hell did you what did you put in there, Daniel? Because that should be the furthest from the truth. But it's like I'm not being heard. This narrative is just solely Louis, and it's popularized in this way. This gives him license to go do what he's always wanted to do. I've always been loud, but now I get to be even louder because you wrote a book and you published it for all to see. What are vampire rules? I can do whatever the hell I want to do, go across the street and low-key kind of co-opt this band because it was getting on my damn nerves. I'm here for all of it. I just like how bothered he is because he tries his best to just hold up this wall and this persona, and I could really give a damn. I want to be adorned by millions and trillions, but right now millions and trillions think I'm trash, according to what you said in this book. That's not even the truth. Neither one of them are ever going to just tell the soul truth. It's in the middle, and we're never going to know, but I know that this ain't it. I know that you're not telling the soul heart of who I really am, and I'm better than this, so let me get into this rewrite. Dom, how did you feel about us getting into the book and when he found out, flipping through those pages, he said lies, 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 and more lies?
This was great. This was amazing. And a tell-all book only ever tell one side. So like we didn't interview Nan Rapper when Superhead book came out. We just had to let her account stand. And so that's what happened. You got to tell all book about you, now you get to deal with it. But now Louis was like, he crashed out and he was like, you gonna tell on me, I'm gonna tell on myself. And so I felt two minds about it. I felt like this was a way to like, well, because I felt like Louise finna be. I don't know how much Louise gonna be in this season, and I felt like this was a good way narratively to be like, yeah, we don't need that black man in this episode in this show. But that's a little bit how I felt. It's just like, oh, he on the phone because also. Louis, you a little stupid because you and Armand lived in the most high tech, futuristic penthouse in Dubai, and you don't know about the cloud. You got people following Daniel. You got people doing all kind of stuff. You got one-way mirrors that filters out the sunlight, but you can't have nobody hack into his cloud and delete all copies of the book. You really telling me that, Louis? I don't. No, I do believe he's that stupid. I do believe Louis is that stupid and emotional, and he just didn't think things through. But now you got to deal with a justifiably upset Lestat, and that's the worst thing you could do. A Lestat that's just being extra to be extra, you can kind of calm him down. But righteously angry Lestat, it's over with. It's over. He gonna go on this tear, and whatever you get as a result, he gonna think you deserve. He had you on trial with your ankle slit. And he was sitting there waxing poetic in the theater. So what he about to do now? He's just about to go on. He's about to be a hurricane, and I can't wait. The way Lestat don't be killing Armand though. I mean, I know Armand is old and powerful, but the way he don't be having no smoke for Armand is hilarious to me because that'd be the first person I gotta go see about. Because you done lied on me twice in this history. You done lied on me twice, and I don't like it.
Well, you know we hold Louis to a certain thing. He said, I thought you loved me. Ashley, how did you feel about the no, thank you.
This tickled me. This was probably one of my favorite parts of the episode, this whole scenario where we go down to the bookstore, come back, cuss out the trick-or-treaters, go across the street. I thought this was amazing. But one, Louis never been dumb. Louis not stupid. Louis may be dingling dumb, but he's not a dumb person. Disingenuous at best to say he didn't know about a cloud. At worst, he's diabolical as hell. Like, we're not about to play with Louis. Louis was a pimp and a hellion in his former life. He didn't change overnight. And I think that's the misconception that we get from hearing so much from his point of view is that you begin to think, oh, he's this soft, gentle house husband. Hell no. Louis is vindictive, in my opinion, and wanted to get it back in blood. Cute Louisiana hurricane and all, windows flapping, hugging. Did you hurt yourself? That's cute. But this book's still going to come out and the people are going to know who I think you really are, Lestat. As far as Lestat's reaction, I think above anything else, he is a consummate narcissist. He does not like the idea of anybody telling his story but him. And you put this out for the public now? Oh, no. Lies, all of it. You're lying. They're all lies. But when we get to that raggedy bookstore and that heifer behind the counter says the gremlin is more interesting than Lestat, girl, go to hell, respectfully. I was hoping in that moment that Lestat was going to smite them. I was like, get them, Lestat. Nobody will even know, and you can fly away home. No one will ever know. I think the biggest shocker in the episode was the fact that Lestat actually carried himself to the market to get candy to pass out to these kids. But allergies are a delusion. Go on and take these mounds that nobody wants. Because why would you buy kids mounds, Lestat? And then going across the street, you're hurting her. Don't finger her like that. Finger her like this. And I'll replace the door. Anyway, I've seen growth in Lestat. It could have been
evolving. He's evolving. He's growing. I saw it. I did.
I said you're more evolved. He's journaling. He had the book open. He was just writing his notes in the margins. No, I loved everything about this. This is the Lestat that we know. And like Dom was saying, he's totally justified in his rage. And so now how can I concoct a plan to combat this? Because you're funny, Louis. Oh, I'm hilarious. Let me show you. And I can't wait for it all to come out.
I loved it. I appreciated that. I'll replace the door, and the new guitar will be here in the morning at your doorstep. Like, I'm not that crazy, but he has to be more evolved with Lestat to even continue to have this persona on stage that I'm a vampire pretending to be a vampire, because we've murked people for less, especially that lead guitarist. The old Lestat would have flew right over there and obliterated all those people and went to bed. I said, look at you! I'm so proud of you. I love this for us. I really do. I really do. Now, getting over here. Now, just because I didn't know. I know a lot of people have. Maybe you knew. We have a whole theme in this episode. Speaking of growth, we are real vulnerable. We're real soft. We're butter leather. By the time we hit the tour bus, and it's very like cheeky and flirty, and come see where you at now. It's like, well, I know damn well you ain't texting Louis. Not after what you said about me in that book. But I know a sector of people who may not be familiar with the story, who are more into where we left off with their relationship. Like, maybe that's just a hurdle that they got over. I hate that you wrote that about me, but here we are right now. I need you. Can you come see me? He good for telling Louis via Louis, come to me. Come see about me, Louis. I'm just texting, and this twine one is just all like, well, I'm here. Well, I'm there. Well, you're actually, a couple of states away. Can't you just pop in and see about your boy? It's real cute, on the bus and everything. But by the time we're alone, and the lights are down in the hotel room, it's very soft. Did y'all see him gaze out the window? I felt it in my spirit that he needed somebody. I was like, oh, somebody go hug him. I said, D, get off the floor and go hug him. We can't just be all up and perked, ready to go with the smacks. Go hug him. He needs somebody to console him. It's too much going on. Ashley, who did you think was on the other end of that phone?
Child, I mean, and albeit the couple times I watched it, it was, of course, in the middle of the night when we watched it in the Discord together, and then early that morning. And I wasn't seeing all of the messages at the beginning. And people were saying, well, if you looked at all the messages in the beginning, you would have known it wasn't Louis. But a part of me was like, it's got to be Louis, because come to me. Like, we're in a different place now. We know it's been off, on, off, on, off, on. And then the moi toi was really throwing me, because me and you and me. But then it came to a point where I was like, well, damn, it can't be Louis, but like I want it to be. So I was holding out hope. It definitely, at the end, in terms of the reveal, was never who I thought it was going to be. That is not how I thought she was going to make her appearance. But when it was revealed, I was like, Lestat, you are petty as hell. You are petty as hell. But there were some soft, tender, broken moments. But just to think that this person is part of the reason why, a big reason that Lestat is the way that he is today. I think it's going to be toxic. I think it's going to be sick and sad. I was hoping it was Louis. About mid-episode, I knew it wasn't. I was hoping though.
It's just when he got to this window, because especially right now, especially since you said maybe if they just solely left off of the New Orleans hurricane and we didn't drop the book, the moment we drop that book, I'm guarded. I can't unfold myself to you the way that I wanted to and have this forgiveness. Be like, yeah, so where you at? I feel like we would have been real begrudged in that message. I mean, I don't need you, but it would be nice if you came on by. I feel like it would have been dry because I have to maintain my persona. I was so vulnerable down in New Orleans with you. I threw out the rat catcher and told him to go his way so we could have my time alone. And you say this about me? I said, we're not. It was so soft and it had a little bit of desperation. I said, this isn't Louis. I didn't know who the hell it was, but I knew it wasn't Louis. Dumb. Who did you think this was? And did you immediately go, oh, that's the mama. That's Gabriella?
I did immediately go. That I immediately knew it was the mom, only because I wish I had never watched a trailer for it, because I didn't read the book, so I don't know what be going on in these streets. If it wasn't in Queen of the Dam, or if it wasn't Tom Cruise, I don't know where the story finna go. And so, but I watched the trailer, and so that they dropped that dynamic in the trailer. So I was like, because it's not Louis. That's what I was like. We not finna go there. He not finna be this vulnerable to Louis. Like Louis just gonna have to show up, and then they can roll around the bed, but he not finna call him. He not finna. Lestat not sending no "Hey big head" text after that book. But I knew it was the mom, and it wasn't that surprising. The actress was surprising. I guess the only surprise. I was like, oh, discount Patricia Arquette. Look at you. or Gillian Anderson. It's just 1+1 = 2. But seeing this vulnerability in Lestat in the midst of all this chaos, and seeing him reaching out to somebody and reaching out to home in more ways than one is going to be interesting to see this double-sidedness of him, and to see, like, to get to the real center of his issues. And they take mommy issues to a whole different level with this. But I guess when you're talking about immortal vampires, it's got to look different than ours, so that makes sense. I don't know if I want to see this, but but yeah, I knew it was the mom right off the bat.
Aren't you lucky though? I didn't know. I just knew it wasn't Louis. I said, baby, Louis ain't never played this hard to get. The way we could have shot him a little you up. Louis would have pulled up. Louis is one of those spinning night bags. You called daddy, you rang. We never had to play this hard to get, or it was so much of him just outpouring in message after message, and he wasn't getting any feedback. Like, are you ignoring me? Are you leaving me on red? Like, are you coming? Louis ain't never been that hard to get, okay? Louis pulling up for that D, okay? Thank you so much, Rosebud, for the super chat. Lestat has been working on himself and doing his affirmations with D. He have, because the way D was going through the affirmations, and she say, I am kind, I am brilliant, I am smart, I am working towards my life goals. I am here for a purpose. So D, are you sure? I need to know what you're here for, D. Let me see. Thank you so much. Let's see. What would y'all do if your on again, off again wrote a book about you, let them use your real name, and didn't give you a heads up that it might come out? Ashley, what would you do?
I'm suing. I'm suing for libel and slander, depending on what they said about me. Because no. And when I'm suing for a cut, because you would never use my name or likeness in any of your creative work and not give me a check. Because let's be very clear. Mother needs a check, Tyra. We're not doing anything for free. You're not even using my name for free. So yeah, that's how I would handle it. I mean, I wouldn't go DEFCON and all that, but you're gonna have to pay me. We're gonna do talk. See me.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Hype Green said, my dumb self. That could have been a possibility. I thought Akasha woke up. Akasha just woke up and started texting immediately.
That would have been a crazy reveal. That would have been insane.
Could have been a possibility. She said, oh, is this a phone? She just dinged it and knew exactly what to do with it. Dom, what would you do because I'm waiting for the sit down in the meeting, because I'm suing. What would you do if your man's man or your woman's woman put out this book about you with your likeness and your name?
And sometimes I take stuff too literally, but it's hard to sue because everybody thinks it's fiction. And I know Daniel Molloy is like, no, it's real, but we're talking about immortal vampires. And so I got to take you to court over something that happened 200 years ago. I got to take you to court over something you said I did in 1785 Paris. Like, that's like, we just got to run these hands. That's all there is to do. Is I got to see about you. We're going to run this fade, and it's going to take as long as it takes, and we're going to fight till the sun come up, and then we probably going to roll around in the bed. That's just what happens. That's just what happens when you got on again, off again, is you fight, and then you play fight, and that's what happens. So it's going to be like Mr. and Mrs. Smith when they was fighting in the house. It's exactly what's going to happen.
They have so many Mr. and Mrs. Smith moments, don't they? Thank you guys so much for super chatting. We are going to take a pause for the call so you guys can decide if you want to super chat some more, support the channel, ask a question, and get them likes up. Get that ratio even as far as the 200 folks who are here versus the likes that are happening on all sides. Be sure to hit that like button. Be sure to, show some love. And we're going to come right back. Thank you guys so much. just mad how Lestat be trying to flirt with us. Like, why he always trying to make love to the camera? Leave us be, Lestat. Lord, like you already got everybody all hot in the pants. Like you gotta flirt with the viewer. God,
You gotta make eyes.
Gary gotta make eyes. All this come hither all the time, flipping that hair. Now we also flirt with this audience. Let's get into the performance. Let's get into the performance where that shield, that armor that he speaks of, really started to crack. Sir, the way that we zoomed in on every little morsel of LSD, MH, LMNOPs that she put on her tongue before she steered her happy self up there. But we had this back and forth energy with the lead guitarist, who was formerly the lead of the band. Since we started, I was like, oh my God, is Lestat gonna kill him? Is he gonna be a victim? Because, we've taken people out for less, but it's just like, you're not doing what I need you to do. He said, church. He said, take us to church with the tambourine. I need you to go around down at the Baptist, all about that tambourine. I need you to do what I tell you to do, and I tell you to do it. I want to control every aspect of this music. It's my creation, my sounds, my songs, my muse, things that I've written. But it's actually trash. It's actually void. It's actually not as much depth and growth in it as I thought it was, because I don't have as much growth and depth as I thought. I thought I was evolving. I was, but I haven't really dealt what was happening in the past. The way we didn't get beyond Daniel asking, did you stutter as a child? Because I don't want to go back there. We'll get into maybe some of the things that we're going to see in the past. But once we go into the dressing room, and it's like, it's a trip on thus far. But what was taking me out was this out-of-body experience. And we have the groupie LSD victim floating above, telling you everything that you don't want to hear. Say, you're going to die. Everybody's going to die. You keep fighting the inevitable. You're going to die. She's going to die. That Daniel, he gets it. He's arrested. What are you going to do to Daniel? What are you going to do to Daniel? Why would you say that about Daniel and put those thoughts in my head, heifer? What are you going to do with Daniel? It's all a moment on stage. We do get to have this breakthrough of him realizing, I've been holding my band back all this time when I thought I was having all of these moments in the music. It's really been stifling to have all of these thoughts that I'm suppressing with everything else. It's just a full circle moment. It's funny to me with how old he is. It's like, you're old as hell. We've been dealing with the same traumas over and over and over. And now is the moment that it's like, I might need to deal with those things and grow as a person. It's like, oh my God, you're so messy. So absolutely messy. But just being faced with that, as well as immortality, in the fact that no matter how much these fans or whatever may adorn you, or what could happen in the future of millions and billions and trillions, it's still never going to be enough, because we know exactly who you are. Do you know who you are? You might want to go in the past so we can see, and I cannot wait to see. But leave Daniel alone. Leave Daniel alone, please. Ashley, how did you feel about this on stage? Thankfully, they said, oh my God, they said, how much was the ticket? She said, this is brilliant. This is cinema on stage, because nobody knew that we actually sucked the blood out of a real live person.
I mean, this is quintessential Lestat, and we've seen evidence of this before, honey, because don't be flat and don't be sharp on Lestat's watch, because why are you doing this to the music? Because I've drained people for less. So when he's hearing the guitarist, the sideman, and he's like, what are you doing? Now I'm competing with my violin solo and this guitar solo. And then he has this moment where he comes to himself. And I thought it was kind of revelatory, just in the sense of, oh, it's not them, it's me who's been holding them back. And I said, oh, wow, maybe this is his moment of like clarity, because that mirrors a big part of his life. Maybe it's not everybody else. Maybe there actually is something that's going on with me. So I appreciated it in the moment. But then when we reach this bliss and this nirvana, and now I'm seeing all my muses, I'm seeing Nikki, I'm seeing Louis in the audience, I'm seeing Gabrielle, I'm having flashbacks that I may not want to go. Fangs full out. And then baby Jenks pops her ass up there with candy-coated dreams all over her lips and tongue. I said, this is going to end very, very badly. This is going to end very, very badly. And so then, I mean, again, I've seen growth in Lestat. The fact that he even took her back there, to even get help or resuscitation, I feel like that's steps, leaps and bounds. I'm proud of you, Lestat. But when we get back there, and I see Daniel chewing on D Pharma's neck, what are you doing, sir? What are we? And it looked like he was kind of like turned on, Tyra. I can't guarantee it. But were you getting your rocks off, Daniel? Sucking on D's neck? What were we? What was going on? But no, then we get in there and then we get Ghost Jinx for 2 seconds. And now he talks about how she's the full embodiment of all his fears, of the muses, of all these things. I know this can't be the last that we've seen of her. The speculation in the comments, though, is that Jinx works for somebody that we've met in the past whose name starts with a B and ends in a Roos. And I'm just,
nope. For what?
I'm just telling you what the people said. So I'm really interested in her character. I want to see where we go from there. But the vampire OD was crazy as hell to me.
I didn't connect all of that to Jinx. I thought Jinx was going to be a one-off character.
The people have been asking for baby Jinx, but the word on the street is that she had some tattoo that is Bruce's nickname, and that they're all connected, and this is why the regionals came, and that there's a lot going on with it. That's word on the street. But as far as the predictions and the foreshadowing, I think Lestat got to take that serious. How can you not? How can you not? She said everybody in this room. And Daniel twice. It's going to be bad. And I'm scared. I'm scared of what's going to happen, to be honest with you.
Because leave Daniel alone. I didn't tie that. Now, I'm sure a lot of you, and I love how y'all come through with all the facts, spilling all the tea. Well, yeah, I know you read the book, beloved. I don't want to know. I want to be surprised. I didn't read that sucker. let me go for the ride and the journey. I did not connect any of that. I didn't even take into account her name or Jinx. I thought that this was groupie getting groupie love. Like, girl, you had a moment, didn't you? She said a night. She said a time was had. Gotta go. I thought that was the last that we were going to see of her after the elevator. Dom, how did you feel about this trip?
I thought that she was just groupie number 7 when she hopped on the stage, and then I thought he was going to turn her. That's what I thought. I thought when we brought her to the back, I thought he was going to turn her, but it does show a little bit of growth that he just didn't leave her bloody on the stage. But also he's still pretending that he's not a vampire, like it's all an act. So he still got to cover his tracks a little bit. And I thought it was funny when he came in. He was like, "Does anybody not deal with an overdose?" And he was like, "No, I'm talking about me." But I'm hoping that Daniel, in his new vampiric life, has now been able to like live in his truth. I don't need all Daniel been through now. He don't need to be in the closet no more. He did that wife gone. His daughter's grown. He immortal. Go get you some. If you like the man salami, go get it. You grown now. Then you super grown. You're gonna be grown the rest of your life. I don't need Daniel to start to fight who he is anymore. Go live in his truth. The floating revelation was hilarious. It is funny that everybody that's gonna be dead was not in the auction. It was like, oh, yo, you gonna die. You're not in the auction. Daniel really gonna die. He wasn't at the auction. And so I felt it was a little foreshadowy, but also it was like, it's not like this was a third party premonition. He was hallucinating. So we can only take it with a grain of salt. And so, but like you said, Tyra, I didn't think that she was like a consequential character. I just thought that she was white lady number 2. And and she was the plot device for this scene. But if she sticks around and becomes like the little funny sidekick who's going to inform on somebody later on, then cool with me. I'm just along for the ride.
But ghosts exist in this universe, right? So was it a hallucination or was it a ghost?
Well, he's not. I mean, D saw her, and Daniel saw her. So.
Oh, I missed that part. That other people.
And then we got it on later. I'm looking at this chat, and y'all talking about the kill her tattoo and Bruce. Like I didn't know we were I didn't know we got into Bruce after Claudia's demise. Like Bruce coming? Oh, he better die immediately. If we get to see Bruce get destroyed, I'm all for it. Because any given year, you need to pay for that. You need to pay for what you did, sir, and what you probably did to so many others. If that's how we're gonna connect her, I'm here for it. The way I thought she had her mind, I said, "Girl, you had a good time. Go home." I thought we would go see her again. I'm here for that. I'm absolutely here for it. But actually, I'm going to come to you when we got into like the flashes. First of all, Mary. I was like, "Is that Michael Jackson?" It looked very Michael Jackson-esque in the flash. I said it looked very, very Michael. But we get a whole lot of flashes when we do finally get that hit of LSD, but we immediately come out of it, and of course we try to actively avoid everything that we just felt and saw. What is the main thing as far as Lestat's history are you most intrigued by to know more?
Nikki
Mm.
Stat. We got to go over there with Nikki. This is like his, well, I don't want to say, well, I guess it is his first most epic love. Like his creator just used him and played with him. His mama played games. Everyone I think who kind of framed him up until Nikki, it was a very traumatic situation. And I feel like Nikki might be the real love story of it all. So I'm really, really curious about that dynamic. There's been so much fan speculation about it on the After Dark show. They say that Nikki is going to be here, and it may be even a big part of the flashbacks of the show that we get. So that's kind of what I'm focused on. I do hope we get back there to his childhood. I hope we see the dynamic and when Gabriella, he had to turn Gabriella and how she transformed after that. I do want to see Magnus and all of those things. I want to see the making of it all. I want to see all the blonde boys. I'm interested to see if they're going to go all the way there. Again, we only have 7 episodes. I really think this should have been at least 8, but probably 10 episodes this season. I think there's a lot to cover, a lot to dive deep in, but I'm most excited about Nikki Stat.
Yeah, that 7 episodes really grinds my gears. Like 7? Well, hell, why not 6 if y'all gonna do 7? Like, what is that odd 7? It pisses me off. I'm really intrigued to see Baby Lestat. I want to see Daddy Stat, Mama Stat in a relationship that blossomed as far as who you are, because that sets the tempo for who you became later in your older age. So as much as I'm interested in darling Nikki and everybody else, I want to see little Lestat in a relationship that he has with his parents. Don, what are you most intrigued by in that flashback? Because we saw a lot, but we already know about Louis and well, we know about Louis via Louis and Claudia as well.
Yeah, well, 7 is the number of completion. So this is a perfect number for these episodes. But I'm also thinking that 7 is probably going to be good. I'm guessing that we're going to get a lot after this first episode. It's going to be really heavy in the flashbacks, because in modern day, as far as the modern day plot, it's only so far we can go each episode from a timeline perspective. So I'm thinking that we're gonna be heavy in the flashbacks and then sprinkle in the modern day, a la Interview with the Vampire. So I'm thinking that's the way they're gonna go. I'm hoping the era or the area I'm most interested in seeing is Magnus. We didn't been hearing about Magnus forever. I need to see that relationship. I need to see that dynamic, and I want to see the fact that your mother is like you're her son, but you're also her maker. Is a crazy dynamic that I don't know that we've seen in I don't know that I've seen in other vampire stories, that dynamic. And then so how this frames like the formation of Lestat, like from Magnus to his mom to the relationship of how his mom and his relationship develops, all of this putting in the cauldron and mixing up and spitting out this weird chaotic person that we know is what's interesting to me. I don't really care about Nikki. I did this first love, true love thing. We've seen it. It's just the least interesting element to me, because unless there's something that I can't already surmise about what happened, like how deep he was in, it's your first love and then it ended tragically. That to me, that was all I needed to know. So to go in depth in it, I don't need us to spend too much time there unless there's some revelation or some aspect to the story that he's been like misrepresenting, and now it's like, oh, this is what really happened, and like you killed him. You know what I'm saying? Like unless it's something like that, then I don't need to see a Lifetime movie of Lestat and this boy. I don't need to see that. But yeah, the mama and Magnus is what I want to see.
I want to see everything. I want to see it all. And I want to see it all way in the past, but I don't mind us spending a little bit more time current day. I'm sure we'll learn some more vampire lore, but I just love getting into Lestat. Like that was the main thing I noticed, like in the promo. I was like, what are all these scars, all this stuff on his chest? It's like, yeah, this isn't something that just appeared there. I already had, damage and inflictions and things on my body that Louis never even mentioned in his book. Like he act like I had a bob. So baby, my hair always touch my shoulders, okay? It was always giving length. When he said something about the handkerchief and that pocket square with Louis' initials on, he said, I was never that damn pressed all about Louis. If you don't get over yourself. But when we get the facts like, the vampire's pee and his immortal erection, I said, this is going to be so good because so much of Louis' story, especially season 1, he was so sad, so displaced, always careworn, always in this gray area of, I don't know where I belong. And he was still trying to hold on to that humanity in season 1. And then season 2, baby, we were holding on to what Armand told us to. So now that we're here and we get to like really get into, well, actually, vampires do this for this reason. On my free time, in my former life, this is what was going on. And this is like, we really get to go on a journey from beginning to end with somebody who's really powerful. And we've seen so much, which is why I wish Armand could get some act right. Cause I feel like his story is hella intriguing, but Armand is trash at the end. So we might not ever get that. But I was here for the elevator and the immortal erections. He said, baby, I don't know what you talking about, Louis, you and all this complex you have about sex. Said the best thing you could ever do is get it in. That's fourth. That's right up there with me bleeding somebody dry and burying a body. Okay, it's a good old time. We love it. It's fun. It's luscious. Like, it's life. It's also escapism because I get to suppress it like I'm doing with these drugs, which would explain why he just didn't know which way was up when Louis ain't want to give him none when they was trying to play house. And he was all down and out all about Claudia. Like, he needs that constant sex, companionship, to be wanted, to be loved. I need all of that. And you're not giving it to me. Yeah, I gotta go over there and go see Antoinette because I don't got time to play with you. I need some head, boy. Come on now. It was a good time. I was here for the elevator. I was here for the sex, and I was here for the psychedelic trip. I was here for everything in the club with him having a good old time. I just thought it was fun, and I can't wait to know more about the vampires outside of PE and immortal erections. Ashley.
Yeah, I did not need the copper tone pee and hearing about Russ's pelvic floor. You have a very strong pelvic floor, Russ. You're aiming straight there. And Lestat laughing in people's faces because that's what Lestat's going to do. Now, what I was intrigued by was that immortal dingling. Because really, Lestat, really. But we always knew Lestat was for the streets and he was going to get a cute piece of dingling or a cute piece of cootenanny. One way or the other, Lestat was getting it. And it's fine. Like, the pee was probably my least favorite part of, the whole thing. But hey, if you like it, I love it. But this was the trip of it all. And we had to get here. And I think this is the moment in realization after coming out of there in the elevator smecks. Oh, I'm not all the way here. I've been poisoned. So then we start to get into the action. So I appreciated that. But again, I don't know if we'll ever get to see the immortal dingling. We've seen dinglings, in other places, but I don't know if AMC Plus is giving us.
No, they're not giving us
frontal Sam Reed. I'm just saying, if you're gonna talk about it, be about it. You know what I'm saying?
Ashley, please.
That's all I have to say about the
They're
immortal.
not doing that. This is AMC. This ain't HBO. Dumb. How did you, Dumb, as a brother, how did you feel about the immortal dingling and the vampire pee?
Well, I already wanted to be. I already wanted to be a vampire, so this didn't hurt it at all. That was. I mean, it made sense. I was here for it. I was like, I knew Louis was something wrong with you. Let's just know what's up. But the pee was unnecessary to me because one is not a thing I needed to know because we already know you cry blood. So I assumed all bodily fluids was blood. I mean, I don't need to know that you pee blood. And then also, why do we gotta champagne it away? If I come in the bathroom and it's pee in the urinal, I'm like, well, somebody need to go to the doctor. But I'm not being like, the vampire was here. Like, that's not the dots I'm connected. So I don't understand the secrecy around the pee blood. But Lestat is. He's just so extra. He's so extra, and so the stuff he decides to include in the story is going to be extra. But I did not. The elevator scene was great, and then his voiceover of this is great. This is the best thing smoking. It's so refreshing because everybody be like, oh, sex is just this. it's this bonding between souls. No, I'm 200 years old. This is fun to me. This is how I keep away the depression of being 200 years old. Is just it's time to get it in. And that to me was the most sane take on being a vampire that I've seen. And so that part I love Lestat. Lestat's character is super consistent. If nothing else, Lestat gonna be Lestat. So I was happy.
Ashley, what is that face?
Because Mina Ruth, and I love you, boo. I know you was here in the original days when we was covering this, but they never show any men's peen, regardless of any show, to be honest. Girl, have you been watching the shows that we've been watching? We see peen every other day.
Yeah,
Every other week. We see unwanted peen. Damn.
And just like that was making it a point to show us peen.
7 Kingdoms, even. Maybe we got.
I want to say 97 Kingdoms had way too much.
We had schlong everywhere. Like, we get a lot of unsolicited ping and dingling around these parts. I was just
maybe not on AMC, but on HBO, they gonna show you some full front. That's all good and moist and freaky and inner thigh before we step off the elevator. He said, D, honey, D, sweetness, turn that way. Anybody who thought, I knew that D was human. I didn't think that D was a man. I just want to know if there was an aspect of someone trying to be a familiar here. Like, you can suck on me, do everything you want to me. I'm a locally fledgling at times. Like, because will you turn me? Like, are you trying to be down? Like, what are you gaining from this, D? That's what I want to know. D gave them affirmations like, okay, this is just the internship, and I'm saying, what are you getting, D? Besides D, and having some good drugs, D, what are you getting from this? That's building your life so immensely. But face the wall, you're not gonna want to see this Buki. When we step off, it's a movie. It's a whole movie. It's a good time. As much as I enjoyed the comeback, I already knew where this was going. Baby, y'all not be hidden, Lestat. What you think this is? This is never going to be that. I even enjoy, like, first of all, I already knew who DJ Sam was over there when he had his Daft Punk going on. I said, Sam, please. I love how we had Daniel and Sam run up the stairs with the save. That was great. I love the inner monologue as the fight is going on. And it's like, well, I didn't even do nothing to deserve this. What have I done that was so bad? Like, this double standard. Y'all been living outside, breaking rules, going against them commandments, that vampire lore for forever now. All I did, well, Louis wrote the book. Louis did it, and Daniel published it. Like, I am evolving, okay? I didn't even tell my personal up close folks, my band members, that I'm a vampire. So what did I really do? Like, it's like, this isn't fair. I said, Lestat, please. But I get it. It's like, just because I'm the loudest, let's not act like y'all still sticking to those vamp commandments from centuries ago. You guys are not. It's just y'all like to pick and choose where you want to. I'm like, well, Lestat, you are the most brazen, honey. So they are going to roll up. When we got to the point of, okay, we're about to behead him, and he shows that, we're the OG children of the darkness who are coming. It's like, oh, you goddamn Armand fanatics? You got this tatted? He said, have you ever met him? What's wrong with you? Armand told the truth? Do you know him? Have you seen him? Because if you know anything about Armand, you know damn well he ain't never told the truth about a damn thing. What? It's like, if this is how I'm going to go, whatever. At this moment, I'm like, how are we going to combat this? We made it very clear that management, band members, a few people have made their way into the hotel room that we were trying to get up to before we got it in the elevator. How do we talk moments like this back? Because I haven't even revealed, truly, it's still clothed in secrecy about my vamp history, all the way down to my band, up until we bust down the goddamn door and we're sucking blade light dry. And it's like, what the hell? You're actually a vamp? Like, it's like, well, wait. We have, known to be in the theatrics, maybe this is a trick. Maybe this is a show. Lestat, how he be doing. Lestat flies out the damn window. I said, Lestat! Oh my God! We can't come back from flying out the window, bro. Like, you flew out the window and everybody saw it. It's up, it's open, and it's loud. We don't know who all was up there. The people who are closest to him were up there as far as management and music, but everybody, it was other people up there too. Like, you can't walk the book back now. You can't hide anymore. So I'm really interested in that relationship unraveling. But the fact that that exposure and the fact that he turned and saw Daniel and it's like, did you stutter as a child? You're so against confronting those things that you flew out of the damn window. Crazy. But I love this scene. It was fun. Ashley.
Ciao. I said Lestat looked like old boy from like Martin when he got beat up in the ring. I said, damn, Lestat, I didn't even know you could get beat broke like that. Like his face was twisted and contorted. I said, poor baby Lestat. But no, this was very, very, very good. I enjoyed this scene. I enjoyed Sam and Daniel coming to the rescue. And I also liked Theater Day Vampire. What are you doing here? Oh yeah, the Talamasca. You know, I was working for them, and Lestat's like, well, fine, he's here to help me right now. I have to deal with Sam later. Interested to see what that dynamic's going to be like, because you were there, Sam. What are we gonna do, and how are we gonna sit with this? And Daniel, honey, like, I mean, springing into action, Captain Save-A-Ho. I said, where is your cape, Daniel? I loved everything about it. I said, you better ride for Lestat. Go on, do your biggest one. Now, as far as Lestat, he higher than Cooter Brown over here. He, you know, can't stop talking about these regional vampires. It's no wonder they all came to kill him, because the Fang Gang, that's what y'all are doing? Like, all right. But when we get out there in front of everybody, I said, all right, because they're so conditioned to believe that everything is fake. And I think earlier in the episode, Lestat even says you'd be surprised how quickly the humans, you know, disregarded the vampires. So now it really is this culture of, oh, it was an act. Oh, it was fiction. Oh, it was all this just to sell a book. So their moment of realization was interesting to me at that moment, because again, we had just seen him bleed somebody dry on stage and his fangs come out. But yeah, he removed all doubt when he flew away. And I said, well, is somebody going to glamour their minds? I said, since Armand made Daniel, maybe Daniel got the touch and he can do something with the people. Are they going to remember that he is in fact a real vamp? Or is somebody going to wipe their minds? Is the Talamasca going to come behind and clean this up? But this is a literal mess. And then him looking like a $2 hoe in that motel room. I said, you look bloodied and broken, like you was working the blade in one of them tricks. Tore you up, Lestat. He had on his best shades of blush and bashful, Tyra. He was in that pink number. And I said, look at you, all bloody.
He looked good. That corset / shirt blouse was phenomenal. I said, damn, I need that shirt. That shirt is nice.
Blood all out on it. But this also was the moment that I knew Dee was on the payroll, because it was really like, I'm doing this for a purpose. My life has meaning. My career will go somewhere. He said, baby, kiss the wall. You don't want to see any of this. Dee said, you're right. Let me go on over here. I love everything about Dee. I want to know more about Dee, though. Hopefully we'll get more about.
Dumb.
Jesus said, I'm trying to make a living. I'm trying to make a way out of no way. This is what I got to do. That was the best part for me. I never want to hear the word Talamasca again. Now that they didn't make that booty show, and the Talamasca was built up so well. It even made me watch that Raggedy Mayfair show to get up on the Talamasca, and they didn't do anything with it. So I don't want to hear them raggedy. They can just go away. We just forget we ever had them. But this was. I don't think that this is going to break the glass, so to speak, as far as like on the vampire secret, because I think that if somebody was recording, because if it was just word of mouth, if the 12 people in there go tell everybody he flew out the window, nobody's gonna believe you. And then if somebody was recording, it was CGI, it was all theatrics. So I just think the way that we put this stuff under the rug is going to be too easy. It would have to be like if he did this at the stadium. Like if he ever got to Ford Field and he played for millions, then maybe. But I just don't know that this. I still think the Vampire Secret is not all the way out, even after he did that. Daniel don't miss. Every time I see Daniel, I just like him more and more. He came in, he was like, "You're not finna kill my Pulitzer." I said, Daniel get this Oscar, even if you got to kill for it. And I appreciate it. This was the best way to end this chaotic episode. Is in such a chaotic way, and the action was really good. Like Ashley kept saying, it was like something like Punisher or Daredevil, and Lestat got his butt whooped. And to me, that's a great way to introduce a character on episode one. Is like you gonna either introduce the character down and out and at his worst, and then we get to see him rise, or we see a character on top, and we see a character that's already on top, and we're gonna cut his knees out from under him, and so we got to see him climb back to the top, and that's what I feel like they're doing with Lestat. And to see him on a vendetta, on his righteous path of being vindicated, trying to climb back to dominance, that's what I'm here for. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I don't want any glamour to happen. Maybe, whoever else was there, the little unmentionables. I really want to hear the conflict in the outpour of, you're really a vampire, like what does that mean? But you were so kind to us. Like you came and lifted us up out of out of nowhere and made us this band. Like, how do you feel about taking lives? Like, we're people, are you gonna kill us? I want to hear that back and forth and what that means, even if it's just within the band. But you flew out the window, Lestat. We can't walk that back. We can't come back from that. So even if we glamour them later, just let me hear them talk about it right now. Thank you so much, Rosebud. Anne Rice was very fond of Lestat's character. I think that Gabriella was embodiment of part of Anne. Oh, this makes sense to their relationship to me, and how and how it's written or portrayed. I don't know. I mean,
So
Ashley,
Rice is freaky.
yeah, Anne Rice was real freaky, especially for her time. Like, she was outside in a major way, but in the relationship sense of son and mother.
Yeah,
Ashley, you go.
I had to do some reading because I think it's giving very much Oedipus Rex over here. It's giving very Oedipal. It's giving very, very, very kinky and freaky, and this is going to end in disaster. But when I looked into it a little bit, and you book readers, fill me in on the backside, but from what I've read, when she was sick, Gabriella, whatever, whichever way, she was sick and dying. So he basically had to turn her if he wanted her to live, but she was always mistreated in her relationship. She was already kind of neglectful and all of those things. When she was turned, immediately it's like she had autonomy, and she really no longer wanted to be recognized as his mother. She almost wanted to become very masculine. So she cuts all her hair off. She's really walking in kind of this different era. They've also talked about how when you have the vampire maker fledgling situation, it also shifts the dynamic of whatever was in the human world, right? And so now it's something completely different, but that she always really kind of wanted to abdicate that part of her life, like the motherly part of it. And so I think he was always seeking that, and it just wasn't something that she was willing to give him after the turn. I feel like she was really about her. And there was one above that, Tyra, the hype one. Did you see that super chat before Rose's Bud? But that's what I think. I don't know. Dom, Tyra, do y'all have anything to add on that? I don't know, because it's very odd.
Like I said, I don't know anything that wasn't already in the movie. So we gonna see. She killing this. She's killing this Bob though. I know that's right.
Yeah, I think I got this one from Hype about sending this lead band member back.
Okay.
Let me see. Yeah, I think I got this one just in case. Thank you so much, Hype Green. We could have, we've sent people away for less, but as we were saying, this is an evolved Lestat, but not so evolved that we don't get drugged out of our mind and fly out of a window and expose ourselves to the public with a small public.
I was worried. I was like, you don't pull out this tambourine, it's gonna be a problem.
But it was like they made it a point to show us like this is a different Lestat. We're evolved in some ways, but we got a long way to go. But then the Bob popped out. We look bad. I was feeling mighty bad. I was feeling mighty low. The way he just so broken, bloody, and bruised. I was like, oh my God, you look so beautiful. 5 minutes ago, before you stepped off the elevator, you were serving. It was see you next Tuesday, all day. And then we have the dispute in the hallway, and it's just, I need somebody. Are you gonna? I say, baby, they not coming. If you send one more text that doesn't get a response, but it was so desperate. I'm not used to having him in such a desperate way. It's like I need a higher depth of connection that I can't even get from the likes of a Louis. I just like that every point of this episode was giving I was a person, and I've had so many lived experience before I ever met Louis and before how I was represented in this book, and you guys are going to get to see it. But when the Bob walked in, I said, "Oh, it's your mama." It's your mother, Lestat. Like, oh, I knew it wasn't. I don't know who I thought it was. I thought her reveal was going to be different, and we were going to meet her a little later, even if it was just in the next episode. I thought we might see her in the past first, and then see her current day. They said no, she's popping out right now. I said, oh my goodness! It was the sigh of relief in the broken. I've gotten myself into a little trouble. I've gotten myself in a way that I don't think I can get out of, and I just need some help. I just need somebody. I just need someone here right now. It's just, I was like, baby, you've been in a way quite a few times since we've met you. She ain't roll up when she ain't feel the need to roll up when your name was written in the book of Claudia in blood, and when you were thrown in the heap of garbage, surviving off of them rats to even come back. She has not rolled up, but this is the time where it's like, I'm coming now. I want to know what happened and the disconnect for her to just be kind of obsolete in his life for however long up until this point. And what does it mean for her to be here now? Like, are we going to have to watch you get it on with your mom, Lestat? And I don't care. I know all about the vampires and, sexuality, the spectrum. It's just all void at that point. Once you're a vamp, you're just, a vamp. That doesn't matter. But this is still your mother. Like, we got to see it. Do we got to see it?
Yeah, because I'm not a vampire.
I don't know. It's gonna be very interesting. I'm ready, I guess, to see it and watch their relationship unfold and the nuances, if you want to call it that, the gray areas of their dynamic. But I want to know the outpour of like a Daniel or a Louis when it's like, yeah, who the hell is that? Like, what's my mom? That's your mom? Because I doubt that they're gonna understand. Like, but yeah, we don't care about none of that. That's your mother. Please. I feel like it's going to be really, really interesting. But the Bob was giving. I was here for the blunt cut.
Yeah, this is sick and twisted and sad. And I think this really frames who Lestat is, because I think he's always been seeking something, right? He's like, even when he meets Louis, will you be my forever companion? Like, you don't know like the depths of my loneliness and how it feels to be alone for all of eternity. And I think it starts here. I think this is the curator of the beginning of his trauma. I can't wait to get into it, but I will say this. Fledgling mother lover is crazy as hell. I said that is one line of dialogue that I've never needed to hear. It's sick and sad. And the fact that he starts stuttering again when she enters his presence, I said, okay, let's go back here to childhood trauma, Lestat, because what did she do to you? Did she lock you outside the house? Like what happened? And now we're having to see it play out. And for him to feel like this is the only person that I can call out to, who literally waited till you were knocking on death's door, the worst possible time to come in and save the day. I can see by the look in her eyes, she's going to be crazy as hell. I don't want another C Bob around here, Tyra. I don't need another C Bob. All right.
That's the thing. I'm like, she's trash. I'm like, are we going to have moments of the boys are back in town having to save you and uplift you from your own mother? Because she's diabolical. We already know she's terrible. When that stutter, I say, oh, you regressed immediately in her presence. What did she do to you? But the fact that she did whatever to you, and you still felt the need to have like a connection. Like it's so bad. It's so bad. I'm like, oh, ain't nobody ever loved you, sweetheart. And it just took me back to that moment where he was discussing his family in that first season. And when I think, was it Paul? I don't know, someone asked him about his mother and his father, and he just turned up. Like, he was so angry just at the aspect of somebody mentioning them. But you call to her of all people. This is desperate. I don't want to see this, Lestat. We're going to have to take this heifer somewhere, but not here. Dom?
One, they need not show me any. I don't want to see a scene like the elevator with his mom. Just show the after. Just show her in the bed smoking a cigarette, and let me just know what happened.
The afterglow.
Yeah, I don't need to see it. When he started stuttering when she walked in, I was like, oh, that's why you couldn't answer Daniel. Because no, you didn't stutter as a child. You stuttered whenever you in her presence. You still stuttering. So that to me, that was a great answer to the question Daniel had been asking all episode. So I really like that. When she shows up and we see this lady, I don't. I'm curious to see how the relationship in the beginning, like you said, what did she do to him? How bad were you seeking her approval? How did the dad play into this? And because I'm like, did she protect you from the dad? Were you always seeking her approval? Like, what's going on? And I feel like that she ain't changed. Like whatever manipulative uh taskmaster that she is now, she was probably there then. In old France. What I don't want to see is this lady trying to do a French accent. Um, I don't need her when we do these flashbacks to have to mangle a French accent. I'm like, we don't need to see that. I mean, maybe she's a good actress and she can do it. I doubt it. So, but we'll see. Mama Gabriella is. I don't be one. I don't. I just don't want to see that much.
Isn't she European anyway?
Is she?
Is she?
No, she's just
right.
like
She's not. Never mind. I had to pull it up. No, she's not.
She's from North Carolina.
I don't know. I'm just hoping that it was just the dad that was terrible to him and she wasn't a culprit too. Because the fact that she could be that and you were so desperate that you still turned her and wanted her to live anyway, it's a sad life. Like, did you not know any joy, my boy? None. Before darling Nikki, did you not meet anybody? Like, and then, we ain't even went over there with Magnus in the mystery. You know what? Mother knows your heart. It's okay with that. Mama always knew. I always knew. Oh, it's gonna be a sad affair, but hopefully we grow in these episodes from it. Ashley, predictions for
Yeah, I don't know. I know next time I see double caked up D in a shower that she better have soap and a washcloth, though. That really is the thing that pissed me off this episode, because there's no way that you are up there just fully double caked up, water sliding, and I don't see no soap. I don't see no bubble. I don't see not a zestfully clean Tyra. I don't see Lever 2000. I don't see Dove. I don't
Lever 2000, Ashley.
There. I don't see anything bubbling up and tuppling. I don't see an African net. I don't see a loofah. I don't see a washcloth. I'm aggravated. Okay, so if I see her in the tub again next week, I know she better have soap. As far as episode 2 predictions, girl, take me back. Take me on back to the original days. Take me back to your childhood. They probably won't do that. What I'm really hoping for, and this is my only hope for episode 2, is that we do get to see Claudia. Is that we get to see Claudia in her ghost form, tormenting all the peoples. That's what I need in episode 2.
Y'all don't have no time to waste. You have 30 minutes. You want to be cute and give us these 7 episodes. I want to be in the past, getting into Little Lestat immediately. I want to see Mama Gabriella immediately. I want to see his dad being an asshole immediately. I want to see Magnus immediately. We ain't even got over there with Akasha. We don't have time. Like, do not play. I don't think we are fortunate enough to spend the next episode in current day in 2025. Whatever we're doing, we can get to it later. I feel like it makes more sense in a storytelling way to go back to this day or whatever's currently happening towards the end. We can maybe have a little bit of the episode be the aftermath of, we watched you fly out the window, right? What does that mean? How does that look? But then let's get into, Mama, now that you're here, it's like, oh, you're still that same little shriveling nothing of a kid that I left those centuries ago. And we go back to them centuries. That's what I want to see. Don't make us wait on that, because just don't play in my face, show. I love you, but I'll talk about you. I'll talk about you real bad. Don't do that. Dom, any predictions for episode 2?
And it was a wash up, Ashley. The D was just washing off the.
You don't. D do a lot. D do a whole lot to just be. We was over there with Daniel. Hey, Poppy. It was cocaine. It seemed like at any given moment, let's roll up and get a piece of that. You need to use soap. No.
Every time.
On the bus, the shower on the bus is crazy. Just in the middle of the bus, but no. predictions for next week. 30 minutes is too much, Tyra. I won't, because these episodes are an hour. I need 10 minutes in the beginning and 10 minutes at the end of present day to show us where we at. I need traditional interview of the vampire style where we gonna bookend in present day because we telling a story, and then everything else is in the past. I want to go. It's time because you didn't ended the episode on Gabriella, so now you got to tell me about Gabriella. So I need the episode to start with them in that raggedy hotel room in Detroit, and then we go back to whatever century France, and we tell the story in France, and we go back to the mom and dad in France, and we tell that story, and then we come back to present day to lead us into the episode 3. That's how I need this episode to go. We can meet Claudia down the road. We can deal with the aftermath of him flying out the window in a news article, or just have the TV on in the background to tell us what happened. I like you said, we got 7 episodes. I need some lore. I need some backstory. I need some expansion of these characters, and that's what I need. We don't need to spend a whole bunch of time in 2025 Detroit. We don't need to spend all that time.
We do not. Maybe if y'all had 8 episodes, y'all could cater to Detroit a little bit more, or whatever city we're going next to. Y'all don't have it no more. Just stop it. Y'all, that was episode 1 of The Vampire Lestat. Dom, I'm going to come to you first. Let the people know what you got going on. Did you drop a video? Microphone's on for this latest episode of The Vampire Lestat.
Well, it hasn't dropped yet. It's in the queue. It's in the queue. It's coming. It's coming. But I did. There is episodes on the YouTube. There is videos on the YouTube. I did drop a video yesterday talking about this Apple TV show, The Savant, that may or may not be coming. They pushed it. They canceled it. They re-released it. So we're gonna see if they're gonna actually release it. But it looks good. This week we're gonna do Disclosure Day. It's a holiday in my house whenever Steven Spielberg drop an alien film. So we're gonna see Disclosure Day on Thursday. So we'll talk about that. And then Apple TV again with this show Sugar. I'm gonna recap and talk about season 1. Season 2 comes out next week, and I'll be talking about that. So come on down. We're gonna talk about it all.
Ashley. Muted.
I'm coming. I be trying to, save it on the back end. But y'all, please run up the Vampire Lestat upload. That was a fun video to do. But also be on the lookout tomorrow. I will be dropping the first in my new series. Sorry, I'm late. I'm going to be talking about 90210 season 1, Beverly Hills 90210, the OG series. So buckle up for that. It's going to be fun. Don't forget, I think we'll have From this week. I think we have Raising Canaan that's coming this week, and then we'll have Cape Fear as well, episode 3 that we'll be talking about. So be on the lookout for all of those uploads and the live discussions.
Y'all heard what the woman said. Now look at here. Y'all already know that there is a quote as far as what these videos need to be to continue. I would hate to just reduce Lestat to a lie, but I'll do it. If the video's not getting engagement, Tyra is not going to talk about it. Yes, I did speak of myself in third person, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Be sure to run to share that upload. If it reaches 5K by next time, I'll be sure to try to go and talk about the next episode, but it has to perform to get that upload, energy from me. That's just how it has to be. So I would appreciate you guys supporting that. Hey, TP Bookie, why you just popping in with some hearts? I need you to be, I've been meaning to talk to you, TP, about you being more active in the chat. Okay? I need to see that you love us throughout the chat, not just when you drop your hearts on the end and your fire emojis to let us know that you was listening. How I'ma love on you and I don't know you here. Thank you. But be sure to run up those uploads. We will most definitely appreciate that. We will see you guys next time with episode 2. Y'all have a good night. Not Andre and that heating up. Andrew gonna say something heating up every single time.